gun sales. White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports.
Gun control advocates have long argued a loophole allows purchasers to skirt background checks by buying from small-time sellers instead of licensed dealers. It's how a shooter in Odessa, Texas, with a history of mental illness, was able to buy an AR-15 that he used to kill 32 people in 2019. Last year's bipartisan gun safety law aims to tighten the loophole, and today, at the scene of the Monterey Park shooting, President Biden will sign an order further defining who profits from gun sales and must perform background checks.
The Northeast is getting walloped by a powerful snowstorm. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate, WCBS. Here's Craig.
Because of the combination of the heavy, wet snow and the strong wind, states of emergency have been declared in a few states across the Northeast, New Jersey, and portions of eastern New York State as well, to name two. And this is because of the potential for power as well. Heavy, wet snow on the power lines and on trees.
A new atmospheric river is dumping more rain on California. New study finds drought and rainfall, by the way, have gotten a lot worse in the past 20 years around the world. And if you need a good book to read, Oprah's just announced her newest pick on CBS Mornings.
I selected Hello Beautiful.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
You know, I'm starting to worry about all this crime lately.
I was worried. Here.
How'd you do that?
I took my CPL class at Applied Training Solutions. They covered everything I needed to know to get my concealed pistol license. You can never be too safe.
Applied Training Solution is Michigan's premier training facility. We offer both live fire training and digital simulation training. Whether you're looking for your initial training or advanced training, see us at simurange.com or ATS Midland on Facebook.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com. Someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. Are you paying attention to China, Russia, and Ukraine? Any reminders of the Cold War days? If you've been on the fence about buying gold and silver, now is the time to make the call. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call Oxford Gold right now and ask about bonus opportunities you may be eligible for. 833-4... That's 833-404-GOLD.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
Ends 4/15. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 19 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. A drunken car crash in Midland County last October has landed a police officer in jail. Jason Gatrell crashed his vehicle in the area of Monroe and North Sturgeon Roads in Larkin Township, which resulted in being placed on administrative leave. On January 31st, Gatrell pleaded guilty to operating while intoxicated. He was sentenced by Midland County District Court Judge Michael Carpenter to 93 days in jail and a year of probation. First offense, it's not known if he was removed from the police force following his guilty plea. A man from Sterling is being held on a $2 million bond after an alleged armed standoff with police on Friday morning. 44-year-old Larry Eugene Karkanen is accused of breaking into a home on Wyatt Road in Standish Township and tying up two of the residents before leaving with a female hostage. The Arnett County Sheriff's Department says Karkanen crashed into a patrol vehicle, leading to a 4-hour-long standoff with law enforcement that ended after his hostage escaped. Officials say Karkanen then exited the vehicle with 2 handguns and challenged police, who were able to subdue him with force. Karkanen faces 18 felony charges, including first-degree criminal sexual conduct, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 4 counts of assaulting a police officer. A Flint City Councilman has been convicted of disorderly conduct for an incident that occurred during a council meeting in April 2022. The jury found Councilman Eric Mays guilty of the misdemeanor on Friday in Genesee District Court. On April 25th, Mays was handcuffed and escorted from a city council meeting after refusing to leave when he was ordered to by Council President Allie Herkenroder and a majority of the remaining council members. Mays faces up to 90 days in jail or WSGW News Time 907.
Ready to explore Michigan? You can't miss the Mid-Michigan Children's Museum's Kids at Heart fundraiser to ensure all children can play and learn at the museum. Join us Thursday, March 16th from 6 to 9 for silent and live auctions and more, plus drinks, food, and fun for ages 21 and older. Catering by From Scratch and Bavarian Inn Restaurant. Tickets only $30 each for a fun-filled evening at Mid-Michigan Children's Museum, 315 West Genesee Avenue in Saginaw, Thursday, March 16th. See Facebook and michildrensmuseum.org for more info.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll find to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
WSGW News Time 908. The weather forecast is next. A backyard flock of chickens in Eaton County outside of Lansing has tested positive for the bird flu. It's the first time this year that the highly pathogenic has been detected in a domestic Michigan flock. The premises where the bird flu was found is under quarantine, and the flock of 15 chickens has been depopulated, according to the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. It's the biggest issue households are facing, inflation. And this morning, we'll find out just how bad it was last month. Michigan News Network's business editor, Murray Feldman, has this report.
The nation's inflation rate fell to 6.4% in January. Economists expect when we get the February number today, it'll show a drop to 6% for the past 12 months. That would be an improvement. Drop as the Federal Reserve wants to see. The Fed wants to see our inflation rate fall to 2%. Economists believe it's not likely to happen at least until sometime next year. More than half of Americans say they're worse off financially now than they were 1 year ago. That's because inflation is costing the typical household over $400 a month. Murray Feldman, Michigan News Network.
The National Park Service has sold a small Great Lakes lighthouse to a nonprofit organization. Cheryl Fritz with the Michigan News Source explains.
The plans to open it up for public tours, although it only fits about 4 people, officials say. The 43-foot historic Duluth light on Lake Superior was sold at no cost to Rethos, a historic preservation nonprofit based in St. Paul, Minnesota. The lighthouse, built in 1910, is on the National Register of Historic Places. The Coast Guard said it no longer needed the lighthouse and offered it free for governments and educational institutions. For Michigan News Source, I'm Cheryl Fritz.
WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Some cloudiness possible in the area early today. Lots of sunshine for this afternoon. Highs top out near 35 degrees. Westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight mostly clear. Lows falling to the middle teens. Winds remain north-northwest around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, an abundance of sunshine. Highs warm into the lower 40s. Winds turn to the south-southwest 5 to 15. Wednesday night, it becomes mostly cloudy. Lows fall back to 35. Then rain becomes likely Thursday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 18.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your Around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
But yes, indeed, Westside Decorating Center is our sponsor. You can find them at 5789 State Street in their newly expanded showroom and new product lines, including countertops, waiting for you there. Everything you need for home decorating at Westside Decorating Center. Good morning to you. Here's the fare for this morning. We'll have open phones this hour. Whatever you'd like to chat about, you can give us a jingle. 989-752-6111. 10 o'clock, we'll start out talking to our friend Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, a registered dietitian. We're going to talk about St. Patty's Day eating and drinking. And then we'll have more open phones after that. At 11 o'clock, Ben from RoofMaxx will join us to talk about that shingle saving system. That's what's ahead this morning here on WSGW. A couple of things in the news to just drop on the table here. One of them, this one surprised me. I'm going to have to find out more about it because I am not a Catholic, so I'm not a member of the Catholic Church. But Pope Francis calls Catholic Church's ban on priests having sex temporary, opening the door to review 1,000 years of celibacy rules. Now, what I do know about it is that it is a church rule as opposed to a biblical doctrine, so that the church could reverse it. And apparently the Pope is open to reviewing the practice. He said the ban was temporary and there's no contradiction for a priest to marry. This goes back to the 11th century. And apparently, this is an interesting, I didn't know this either. According to this story in the Daily Mail, celibacy was made a requirement by the Catholic Church in the 11th century, not for biblical reasons, but for financial reasons, because they speculated that the clergy without children were more likely to leave their wealth to the church. Interesting. And there are growing calls to end the ban. Germany's Catholic Church voted for a resolution requesting the Pope end the obligation for priests to be celibate. And I guess, when the Pope speaks, the church listens. It'll be interesting to see if this goes anywhere, because it has been talked about before. Talked about quite a bit during the child abuse scandals, too. And the Pope cited the Eastern Church, a branch of Catholicism, which allows more leeway. Everyone in the Eastern Church is married, or those who want to can. And before ordination, there's the choice to marry or be celibate. So we'll have to see where it goes. Interesting, though. All right, Scott is in Saginaw. We'll begin there. Morning, Scott. Scott, you there? Hello, Scott.
There?
There you are. Now I got you.
Okay. All right. Hey, I'll just start this administration here. It seems like nothing is ever their fault. We look back, Afghanistan was Trump's fault. The border, because what Trump had did in his administration, they can't get control of it now. The train derailments, according to Pete Buttigieg, well, that was Donald Trump again. 2 kids had died on some fentanyl, and then according to Joe Biden, the funny thing about that is the fentanyl came in under Trump administration.
Right. Yeah.
The economy is Trump's fault. And now we hear these 2 bank failures, or the bank failure, well, that too is Trump's fault.
Yeah.
And I'm going, geez, this looks an awful lot like the last time Biden was in office with Obama. We had bank failures, and that was Bush's fault. Everything that happened in the Biden administration, he inherited. And so it kind of seems to me like, why every time that Democrats get in office, it seems like all of a sudden chaos erupts. They blame everything on the previous administration. Yeah. And then the next administration comes in, we get a Republican in, and then it's the same chaos again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I can't argue with it. It's just well stated.
Okay. I just thought I'd start it off with that. I mean, I just don't know when
I knew. And at the same time, what's interesting now, as we get closer to the 2024 announcements of who's running and everything, Biden is apparently on oil anyway, moving to the middle because he's going to approve the massive oil project in Alaska. But at the same time, he's barring future drilling in the Arctic Ocean. But he's going to allow that Alaska project to go forward, the Willow project, $8 billion worth. And
but do we actually have investors? Or I don't know much about it yet, but what I do know is all he's doing is he's saying, okay, you can drill. But he has so many permits, regulations. He says he's going to put these people in jail.
Yeah, well, no, this one is
fossil fuels and other.
Yeah, this is a shift in his policy. It's planned by a Houston-based petroleum company, ConocoPhillips. It's an $8 billion project. So, I mean, that one, for him to approve that is a major shift for him.
Well, we'll have to see what actually comes out, because just like what they did at the border with how they're allowing the people now to check in through the phone, so it's not illegal entry no more. So now the numbers have come down.
Yeah, but once
it's just a shell game.
Yeah, but once he approves this project, ConocoPhillips can move forward with it, and it's their money.
If somebody's actually going to go ahead and drill on it, that's great.
Well, they are. That's the plan. That's what he's allowing.
So.
That's what he's allowing.
Well, again, just because he's saying you can drill here doesn't mean that people are going to spend billions of dollars for exploration to see if there's actually oil there.
No, they want to. They have already committed. This is a project that's been around a while. This is not new.
Okay, I don't know much about it. Yeah. I'm just skeptical.
Yeah, well, I understand that. I understand that, Scott. But every now and then, if he does 100 things wrong, every now and then he gets something right. So, what can I tell you? All right.
I'll leave that right alone. All right.
Have a good day.
All right, bye.
989-752-6111. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that he's going to approve that, and some of the climate folks are coming off their shoes. It's in the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska. And it's going to be interesting to see what they find there and what they get out of it. But at the same time, he's blocked future oil and gas leases within more than 13 million acres of the 23 million National Petroleum Reserve, Alaska. So he's allowing this one project, but he's banning Arctic Ocean oil drilling and what have you. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that project and how far it goes. All right, we're going to take a pause. And then when we return, a continuation of open phones. Give us a call if you got something on your mind. We'd love to chat with you. I want to chat with you about my friends at McDonald Ford in Freeland. And I'm driving right now one of their pre-owned vehicles. It happens to be a Ford, but they carry many, many different vehicles in their pre-owned center. You're going to find Chevys, Cadillacs, Lincolns, Jeeps, foreign marks, and it's an ever-changing lineup. But right now, I'm driving a 2022 Ford Ranger with the Tremor package on it. And I was not familiar with the Tremor package till I drove this truck. It's an off-road package. And boy, this truck can do anything. And that's the Tremor package is a do-anything package, go anywhere. But what I really want to talk about is the dealership itself, a family dealership Tom McDonald Jr. and Tom McDonald III are the proprietors right there in Freeland on M47. And as I mentioned, they're more than just a Ford dealer. They're also a tremendous service dealer. They have a great service department that can handle anything from the most minor of repairs to the most major of repairs. And then right next door is their Drive Collision Center for body work, the Quick Lane Center for changing your oil and routine maintenance. They also have tires. And they are my dealer of choice, and they have been for a long time. We've purchased many, many vehicles through McDonald Ford. Whether it's new or pre-owned, stop in and visit the staff. They'll treat you like family because family is everything to the McDonald family. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. They are devoted to helping and serving you.
Don't wait until spring to make your money grow. Right now, you can spring into an 18-month certificate account that will make you 5% APY. Yes, 5% APY. Let your money grow at 5% for 18 months with Capoco Community Credit Union. Start investing it today, and Capoco will help your money grow faster with the best financial support. Short-term certificate accounts available for a limited time. Visit capoco.org for more information. Service representative today. APY is annual percentage yield. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Wouldn't you say it's time for a beauty refresh? Lucky for you, Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty is happening now. So treat yourself with up to 50% off bestsellers like Benefit Cosmetics and MAC Cosmetics. And say hello to new product launches from Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, Tarte Cosmetics, and so many more. That new you feeling is waiting at Ulta Beauty. But hurry. Beauty's biggest event ends April 1st. Shop in-store, online, or try curbside pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is a Fox Business Report.
Prices rose at a more modest pace last month. The Consumer Price Index rose 0.4%, up 6% for the year ending in February. It is a sign of slow improvement in inflation. The CPI rose at a 9% pace in June. Excluding food and energy, prices rose 0.5% last month, up 5.5% over the year ending. First Republic shares are recovering some lost ground. Buyers are returning to regional banks that saw a sell-off after regulators stepped in to protect deposits at Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. Charles Schwab also saw a sell-off, but it is moving higher after analysts at Deutsche Bank said fears of liquidity risks at Charles Schwab are overblown. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda, invested in you.
Democrats just want to win the next election, and they're trying to do it with ceaseless money printing. They do not care if the value of your retirement is sacrificed. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. Is critical to protect your retirement right now with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. Text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, Call Select Quote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-1991. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. Select Quote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll banning TikTok. Citing national security concerns, the U.S. government has banned the use of TikTok on federal devices. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is Chinese-owned, and officials are concerned the Chinese government could access personal data. TikTok executives say that the Chinese government isn't asking for data, and even if they did, they wouldn't supply it anyway. Now there's even talk of banning TikTok in the entire country. Been some legislation introduced.
Foreign-based technology that poses a national security risk. We're going to give the Secretary of Commerce the ability to do a series of mitigation up to and including banning.
The CEO of TikTok, by the way, is set to testify at a House committee hearing on March 23rd. So what do you think about the banning of TikTok? Should it be banned from government devices but still be available to everybody else? Should it be completely banned in the country, not available at all? Or you don't think it should be banned at all for government or anyone else? Or you're not sure? Make your vote. You head to WSW.com. Scroll down the homepage. Find the poll box. Make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Drive left field. This one's deep off the bat of Cabrera.
12-4 Tigers here in the sixth. The countdown is on. 16 days until opening day. Your home for Detroit Tigers baseball is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday morning. Lost track of time there for a minute. And the lines are wide open for you, whatever you'd like to chat about. Something else the president is doing, not moving to the center on this one, that's for sure. But he is, again, looking at gun background checks, moving toward the universal background check, and he's doing it with an executive order. It seeks to increase, according to this story that was in USA Today, it increased to increase the number of background checks conducted during gun sales. The White House knows they can't get anything from Congress that way because of the Republican control of the legislature, the House. So they're going to try and find unilateral ways to tackle gun control. However, the order stops short of requiring universal background checks, which Congress would have to do. His action instead says that the Attorney General is to clarify the statutory definition of firearms dealing, according to a senior official. What does this mean? Well, if you're a federal firearms license holder, a dealer, you must check all buyers for their background. Under this order, Garland will use his discretion to ensure gun sellers willfully violating the law and those unaware of background requirements become compliant, whatever that means. But it's not an order that says everybody will have universal background checks, private sellers, and all of that. It does move it a little bit closer to a universal check, but no. But it can't go much further without additional legislation. Red flag laws, which they're going to, pass here in Michigan, allows a court to remove a person's firearms if they're considered dangerous. And his order also directs the cabinet to do everything it can to promote good, safe storage of firearms. And there are parts of the storage and the red flag laws that gun owners And gun dealers. I talked to Glenn Duncan yesterday about this very thing. If it were somewhat revised, a little bit revised in some ways, they could actually support some of these things. Listen, everybody wants safe storage. Do we really need the government to tell us that? Now, there's a lot of people that don't. We hear about it all the time. But the law isn't going to change that because they're already responsible for their gun. You can pass a law, but that doesn't mean they're going to follow it. But most responsible gun owners don't object to safe storage. They want their guns safely stored. So anyway, Carl's in Saginaw, so we'll say good morning to our buddy Carl. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. Getting back to your first caller, Scott, talking about, what happens during a president's term. The president should be responsible for and not making excuses. Well, he listed the financial crisis of '08, the housing collapse. But get your facts straight, Scott. That actually happened when Bush was still president. So, you can blame that on Obama, but the facts are a little bit different on that. And if you want to hold a president accountable for what happens during his term, let's talk about the 1 million Americans who died during Trump's term because of COVID. That happened during his term, so let's not make excuses.
Whoa. Just a minute now. Let's not get too carried away here because he didn't create COVID. You can't blame the president for creating COVID.
Biden didn't create the train wreck that happened, but he just got blamed for that.
Well, Now you got to get your facts straight. Biden didn't get blamed for the train wreck. The administration got blamed. No, they were blamed for slow response. Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, doesn't show up for 3 or 4 weeks and finally has to admit that he should have. Finally had to admit that he should have. You can't ignore that.
The EPA was there in 3 hours, Art.
Yeah, but where was the transportation secretary, the man in charge? The administration.
Is more important to you than the EPA.
No, a showing of concern is more important.
Okay, how many times did Trump show up?
All right, so we're going back to Trump. So in other words, everything that this administration does, you're going to go back and say, well, Trump did it. Or everything that Obama did, you're going to go back and say Bush did it. When do we say Biden did it?
Well, did it?
Okay.
Are you going to hold the president account for what happens during his term or not?
All right, fine. Biden's responsible for inflation.
Okay, then Trump is responsible for 1 million deaths.
Well, how many people have died? Wait a minute. Wait. Just a minute now. If Trump was responsible for 1 million in his short term with COVID, how many have died under Biden's presidency?
Actually, the deaths have gone way down.
Well, now because it's beginning to wane. But in the beginning, when Biden took office and since he's been in office, how many people have died of COVID? Do you think it's 1 million or is it more than 1 million? And if it is it Biden's fault?
No, it's a fraction of that.
Oh, I don't think so. But anyway, we'll find out. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
So if you're going to blame Trump, then blame Biden.
Just ask people to be consistent. Just don't cherry pick your facts to make your side of the case.
Well, but you're doing the same thing the other way. So it's, it works both ways, doesn't it?
It sure does. Yeah, but
that's what makes politics.
People don't like it. I bet people don't like it when I do that. But it's okay. It's okay.
Well, it depends on which side. People on the left love it when you do that. People on the right don't. People on the right like it one way and not the other.
You corrected a caller yesterday for starting to make accusations when the person being accused could not defend themselves. But, that happens all the time on your show. People make accusations all the time on your show. A lot of unfounded accusations.
Yeah, both sides.
Or you don't say they can't make those accusations.
Well, but if I remember right, I forgot what it was now, but it was specific.
Well, he was starting to talk about local hospital.
Oh, that's right. He accused the hospital. I mean, and that's off. That's off the table. I don't allow that.
Okay, well, then just be consistent with your other calls.
Well, listen, no, there's a difference. No. There's a difference in politics and accusing a company of something like he did. Two different things. If you're going to get involved in politics, then you're going to have to take the bruising that goes with it. That's part of the game.
Well, I don't know, Disney found out their company, and they found out, they got dumped on for just taking a stand on gender equality.
That's right. So there's consequences. Free speech has consequences.
Yeah, but
that's different. That's different. They were not. They weren't accused of something illegal. It was different.
No,
and it's political.
Okay. Well.
All right. Got to run, Carl. You take a break.
All
right, buddy. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, we'll be back with more after these notes.
How is your child doing in school this year? Do you feel they are not performing as well as they could? Did you know that this could be due to visual performance? At Associates in Eye Care, they help you determine if your child's vision is as it could. They don't just give your child glasses. They evaluate the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Angle, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting my next seminars in Bay City on Wednesday, March 15th. I'll be at the DoubleTree Hotel at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
And due to overwhelming response, Carol has now added a noon session.
They always fill up, so if you're interested in attending, please call my office at 989-793-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing by coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings? Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
I thought learning a language would be too much work. Then I discovered Babbel. They make learning fun. J'aime Babbel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, quick and easy. And soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
My friend from Italy said my accent and pronunciation is perfect. It's because Babbel's lessons are designed by language teachers and voiced by real native speakers. Each lesson is like living in another country for 15 minutes.
I love that there's all kinds of ways to learn. Babbel's podcast or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a link.
Learn words and phrases you actually use in real conversations.
In 3 weeks, I was starting to speak in another language. So easy.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic. as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
He put it off the back of his own defense, and he's a chance for Mangoni. He scores! Caleb Mangoni. He didn't need any help on that one. Past the blocker of Shanko, and it's 1-0 Spirit.
Tune in for Saginaw Spirit Hockey live Wednesday night as the Spirit will try to win their 4th straight when they visit the Windsor Spitfires. Coverage begins Wednesday at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW.
All season long, it's Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, a lot of nervousness about the bank industry. You know what to call a banker that has no friends? What? A loner.
Markley Van Camp. Days at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. And back to our phones. Bill is in Hemlock. Bill, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Hey, I voted for Trump, but I don't know why anybody would vote for that guy again. As much background as he's got coming up, we have so many other people that would be so good.
Well, I think you're not alone. The polls, anyway, indicate that a lot of Republicans would like to see somebody else run. And, of course, we've got a long way to go between now and then, and who knows what's going to happen. It may be if he gets indicted and actually gets convicted of something, he won't be able to run. But,
right. I'd like to see him in jail along with Hillary and Joe.
Who put Hillary and Trump in the same cell? How's that?
I'd like to see him. Great, yeah. And one more thing. This Doug Klein, he has a very bad attitude. I wish WSGW would get rid of him.
Oh, the market guy. Yeah. Well, everybody, you can. That's his style. And besides, he doesn't work for the station. He just supplies information.
Does he work for a financial institution? Oppenheimer, what's that?
No, it's how do I describe it? Commodities and things of that nature.
But he's got such a bad attitude. That's all I have to say today.
All right, good enough. Thanks a lot, Bill. Bye-bye. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll-free, no, forget that toll-free number. See, I'm so used to years doing that, and I can't get rid of it out of my mind. Don't need it anymore because most long distance is free. They don't charge roaming. I mean, it's pretty much the Wild West out there now in the phone world. So give us a call, chat about whatever you'd like. On this Tuesday, and we're going to, oh, by the way, you got your March Madness brackets? Good luck. I've already read the articles, expect your brackets to get blown up in the first week. That seems to be what happens. That's why I don't do it. I do not know enough about the teams or, for that matter, about basketball that I even participate, but it's fun to watch and hear what people have to say about it. We will be back after these notes.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
The Saginaw Children's Zoo will be opening for the season on Saturday, April 15th. Take a wild adventure to the Saginaw Children's Zoo. Say hello to all your feathered, scaly, and furry animal friends and get some much-needed fresh air. The Saginaw Children's Zoo can't wait to see you. Visit SaginawZoo.com for details.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do? At Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, an evening with James Taylor.
Oh, I've seen fire, I've seen rain.
Friday night, June 23rd, part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series.
How sweet it is to be loved by
Tickets start at $36, on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and eatchicks.com.
Oh, Mexico, you got a friend.
James Taylor, Under the Stars, June 23rd at Soaring Eagle Casino.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pain, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of
Number 1, prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON info.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job. And you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as the leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer for 6 months at netsuite.com/radar. That's netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
The WSGW Morning Team.
An early image of the Pillsbury Doughboy been discovered in the Bakery Mix building. The building dates back to 1949. The Pillsbury official story of the Doughboy being created dates to 1965. When was the real birth of the Pillsbury Doughboy? As far as the birth goes, the death goes this way, and this was the official obituary. Somebody created this. The Pillsbury Doughboy died yesterday of a yeast infection and complications from Doughboy was buried in a lightly greased coffin. The grave site was piled high with flowers. Doughboy rose quickly in the show business. His later life was filled with turnovers. He was not considered a very smart cookie, wasting much of his dough on half-baked schemes. Doughboy is survived by his wife, Play Dough, 2 children, John Doe and Jane Doe. Plus, they had one in the oven. And he's survived by his elderly father, Pop Tart. The funeral was held at 3:50 for about 20 minutes.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you and back to our phones. Dan is in Bay City. Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Haven't talked to you in a while.
Glad to have you back.
Yeah. Well, I just had a comment about the last caller said something about that Doug Klein, and I just want to agree with him. The guy is a downer, and, well, anyway. But the reason I called is recently I listened to a program on the radio, and it was talking about dairy farms in Wisconsin and Minnesota. And I'm not sure on their statistics if it's true or not, but it was in a book called Milk, M-I-L-K.
Okay.
And a great percentage of the workers on the dairy farms are undocumented immigrants. And now, I mean, we've had that also in Michigan, but
yeah, but that's
I don't know
nothing new about that, though.
Well,
not in the agriculture field.
Well, I realize it, but I mean, they know they're there, and they know they're on dairy farms.
Yep, I understand what you're saying. It's
so why don't we just go after them and get them out of there, like all these other guys?
Well, you know, it presents an interesting quandary, if you will.
Yeah,
on the technical side, you're absolutely right. On the practical side, it would shut down the dairy industry.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of a real catch-22, isn't it? And that's true of it's true of a lot of farming operations. I don't know that it's as true today as it was, but it's been around a long, long time, long before this border crisis reared its ugly head in recent years. But I mean, this goes back decades.
Well, you know, why don't we just go out there and just like give them work permits and give them a path to citizenship?
Here's the way I view it. I don't think you can, it's the horse is out of the barn. You're not going to close the door. They're not leaving, No, the reality is, in my opinion, what we ought to do is seal the border first, because no matter what you do, if you don't seal the border, you're just inviting problems. And then do exactly what you're suggesting, and that is have a migrant worker program where they are given work permits to enter the country, earn a living, help our agriculture industry, and when the season's over, they can go back home. I would not have a problem with that, because at least we have made a requirement to get in the country.
But dairy farmers, there's no, they're 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Then you'd have to have a permit reflective of that. You'd have to have an industry permit for that particular industry. In which case, then you might as well give them a social security number, have them pay taxes, and provide a path to citizenship. I mean, the country has always had an immigration policy that favored people that can work in America and improve America and our industrial base, our agricultural base, all of those things, because we were built with immigrants. Let's be honest about it. But by the same token, you can't have a sieve for a border. I mean, you have to have some kind of control. And until we get that in hand, anything else we do is meaningless.
Well, the ones that are here, that's the ones we should address first.
Well, yeah, but
take
that's
care of them, and then
because they're already doing the job.
Address the border. Yeah, they're there and they're necessity. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any milk.
Yeah, well,
There's nobody to work on those farms.
That's the issue. We're seeing that in lots of industries today.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So, I mean,
all right, Dad.
You know, and they're not drug killers up there doing it either. Those people are workers.
All right, good enough.
Okay,
appreciate it. Thanks. All right, and Lee is in Saginaw. Going to be our last caller this hour. Lee, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Only have a few seconds, unfortunately, so go ahead.
All right. You brought up a little while ago, a little trivia fact. Unless Trump is convicted of sedition, he can still run for president. You can be a convicted felon and hold office. Matter of fact, the U.S. House or U.S. Senate, you can actually be serving in prison for a conviction.
Yeah, I'm not sure the president can do that, though.
Yes, he can.
I'll have to check that. I will look. I will look.
Sedition is the only thing, well, other than treason, but if you get convicted of
treason, you're finished anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Hey, I got to run. I'm out of time. We'll talk about this more, though. Thanks. Appreciate it. We'll be back.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge. Brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. For your passport to the lowest rates once tolling begins, get your BC Pass before April at BayCityBridgePartners.com. Isn't it great knowing that when you choose Garber, you're also choosing to support organizations that make our community better, like the YMCA of Saginaw? Steve Meyer, Y President and CEO. One of the great things about the Y is there's something for everyone.
At the YMCA, we provide opportunities for our whole community. Wellness programs, connecting socially, gaining new skills, and so much more. We develop leaders, we enhance education, we prepare the workforce, and it's all at the Y.
And they understand the Y is making an effort to improve things for those who have served.
It's important for the YMCA to make things better for the veterans in our community, to receive the benefits that they deserve and that they've earned. And so we've created a veteran service office inside of the YMCA that faces the public and is welcoming so that those veterans could connect with a dedicated staff member and receive those benefits.
News, Steve. And when you choose Garber, it doesn't cost you a penny more to make better happen with the Garber low price guarantee.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AA Wealth Management, LLC.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening. Allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
All right. Lee was correct, by the way. Insurrection or rebellion. And those are some of the things. We'll talk more about disqualification next hour here on WSGW. Before that, we have news coming up. And then after the news, we're going to talk to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield about the upcoming St. Patty's Day holiday. So right after the news, we'll be back. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios. Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Paul Gauguin Cruises.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. Inflation, it may be easing, but still causing pain. Consumer Price Index up 6% over a year ago, the smallest 12-month increase since 2021.
The biggest factor here in this is the shelter prices. That makes up
about 70% of the increase. That's up 8.1% year over year. And it's really the services side of this equation that has been accelerating when it comes to inflation.
CBS's Sarah E. Woolweiss. Long faces at Facebook. Meta, the parent company for Facebook and Instagram, is planning to lay off 10,000 workers and won't fill 5,000 open jobs. The company's also pushing some leaders into lower-level positions. President Biden set to sign an executive order aimed at getting the country closer to universal background sales. CBS's White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy has that.
Gun control advocates have long argued a loophole allows purchasers to skirt background checks by buying from small-time sellers instead of licensed dealers. It's how a shooter in Odessa, Texas, with a history of mental illness, was able to buy an AR-15 that he used to kill 32 people in 2019. Last year's bipartisan gun safety law aims to tighten the loophole, and today, at the scene of the Monterey Park shooting, President Biden will sign an order further defining who profits from gun sales and must perform background checks.
The Northeast is getting walloped by a powerful snowstorm. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate, WCBS.
Because of the combination of the heavy, wet snow and the strong wind, states of emergency have been declared in a few states across the Northeast, New Jersey and portions of eastern New York State as well, to name two. And this is because of the potential for power problems as well. Heavy, wet snow on the power lines and on trees.
New atmospheric rivers dumping more rain on. Another study directly linking human activity to climate change. New satellite telemetry shows the intensity of extreme drought and rainfall has worsened sharply in the past 20 years, leading to ever more devastating crop failures, infrastructure damage, and humanitarian crises. And the researchers say this acceleration directly correlates with the increased burning of fossil fuels and other human activity linked to greenhouse gas emissions. Well, need a good book to read after all that? Oprah's just unveiled her 100th book club pick on CBS Morning.
I selected Hello Beautiful by Ann Napolitano.
It's about four sisters in Chicago and a young man who enters their lives and finds the love and solidarity he never had in his own dysfunctional family. On to the markets now. How dysfunctional are they? Well, the Dow's up nearly 300 points shortly after the open. The NASDAQ is up 200. This is CBS News.
CBS News is brought to you by Paul Gauguin. Authentic, all-inclusive year-round cruising to Tahiti and the South Pacific. Visit pgcruises.com today.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar. Pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At the United States Postal Service, we're reinventing our network to help keep your business moving. With new shipping options to deliver better value, greater flexibility to conveniently reach your customer. Shipping with new informed delivery features. And new electric vehicles for a cleaner, brighter future. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/moving forward.
Every piece of land has a story. Some write theirs behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor, like the Upshaws.
This is my tractor Penny. It's all about attention to detail.
But the Nelsons love cruising around their expansive Montana ranch in their John Deere Gator UV.
We've been here since 1868.
While the Caggianos drive a John Deere zero-turn mower to keep their Long Island brewery looking sharp.
Don't call me mow for a couple hours.
Run with us and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 19 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchuk.
The CEO of McLaren Thumb Region and McLaren Carroll Region Hospitals was sent days in jail for her third offense drunk driving conviction. Connie Catuzos was sentenced in Huron County after pleading guilty in January to operating while intoxicated. She was charged about a year ago in March after Huron County deputies found her sleeping in her vehicle on Seagoing Road in Sheridan Township near Bad Axe. The previous drunk driving convictions occurred in the UP and Wisconsin. Catuzos will serve the first 30 days in jail over several weekends. If she doesn't violate in the next 2.5 years, the rest of the sentence will be held in abeyance. On March 15th, the Saginaw Career Complex, part of the Saginaw Intermediate School District, will celebrate Robert Delgado as Alumni of the Year. The owner of Robbie D's Food Truck and Restaurant in Old Town Saginaw, Delgado is also a member of the Culinary Advisory Board for the Saginaw Career Complex. A 2008 graduate of Arthur Hill, Delgado credits the Career Technical Education program with much of his success in business. He says the Culinary Arts and Hospitality program at SCC helped him discover his love for cooking, and he fondly recalls the impact the program had on him. The special luncheon in the on-campus student restaurant at SCC, which also includes remarks from the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association and the Michigan Department of Education. The Saginaw Spirit partnered with Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan over the weekend to raise more than $77,000 during their 11th annual Hockey for the Homeless game. The money was raised through ticket sales for a pre-game balloon ball tournament, a telethon, and post-game jersey auction, selling off the specialty team jerseys worn by the team. The 3-1 victory on Saturday was played out in front of more than 5,500 fans, the largest crowd so far of the season. Funds raised at assistance to at-risk homeless youth through the Samaritan Youth Shelter. WSGW News Time 10:07.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced elder law, estate planning, asset and business protection planning in Michigan for over 3 decades. As a veteran, I've also helped veterans and their spouses benefit from special VA programs. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you've learned the rules, what solutions work, and had your questions answered, such as, can I protect my stuff from the government and long-term care costs? What is the difference between revocable and irrevocable trusts? How can I avoid probate? And do I need to? Should I give my stuff to the kids or others? Know the rules and what solutions work. Get answers to your questions.
If your planning is more than miss some great opportunities, call 989-790-1461 to attend Attorney Jerry Rice's free workshop, How to Protect Your Stuff in 3 Easy Steps. This workshop is on Thursday, March 16th at 2 o'clock in Saginaw at the Capulco Community Credit Union. Call 989-790-1461 today or register online at jerryrifelawyer.com.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Police in Taylor are still searching for a suspect wanted for robbing a Citizens Bank on March 6th. Police released a video showing the suspect cocking a gun while standing at a teller's window. The man was wearing glasses, a white face mask, and a University of Michigan hooded sweatshirt. Since the suspect's photo was released by police on the 7th, the video has been viewed more than 60,000 times, but police say they have not received one solid tip. Anyone with information is asked to call the Taylor Police Department. For the past 3 years, the federal government has increased SNAP benefits through emergency pandemic funding. Starting this month, many low-income households with food insecurities will see less in their accounts as the funding reverts to pre-COVID. Dr. Catherine Alamo, associate professor in the Department of Food, Science, and Human Nutrition at Michigan State University, says we're moving in the wrong direction.
As we know, this program plays a critical role in the ability for recipients to buy food. Because of that, it's important that we regularly look at ways to make the SNAP program better. For example, through increasing benefits, not reducing them.
Organizations like the Center for Science and the Public Interest are calling on Congress to add $100 million to the Farm Bill to better fund the program. About 1.3 million Michiganders receive SNAP benefits. When the WSGW Newsroom at 752-0790. It's 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW Weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have sunny to partly cloudy conditions with high temperatures working up into the mid-30s. Winds a bit breezy out of the northwest at 10 to 15. And for tonight, mostly clear skies, low of 18 degrees. For Wednesday, even milder, working up into the mid-40s for high temperatures, and then rain developing on Thursday, especially into the afternoon with a high of 47. Widespread rain continuing into your Friday with a mild high temperature of 50 degrees on Friday. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently 22.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. Westside Decorating Center, our sponsor at 5789 State Street, in their newly expanded showroom, where they're now also carrying countertops, both quartz and granite. Stop in and pay them a visit. Well, as you might know, St. Patty's Day is coming, and we're going to talk about what you consume on St. Patty's Day, and we're going to do that with our friend Shanthi Appelo at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Hi, Shanthi.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, I'm the worst person to do this. I'm not a corned beef and cabbage fan, and I don't so green beer doesn't do anything for me. Have a nice day. No. So, I make light of it, but this has always been a day where people kind of forget the rules, don't they? I mean, they just go hog wild on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, it ranks the number 3rd top drinking holiday in the United States. Yeah.
What's Super Bowl number 1 or what?
I don't know who takes the top 2 spots, but what I will tell you is in that same article, Wallet Hub did mention that St. Patrick's Day alcohol sales increased 153% compared to the average day. So quite a bit, and a lot of that's the green beer. It's a lot of other types of drinks. But, what's interesting in our society, especially in the last couple of years, is that young people are drinking less. So there's this kind of sober, curious movement happening where it basically means that people are questioning the ways in which alcohol affects them. So, for example, why are you drinking? How do you feel when you drink? And what would happen if you cut down on drinking or just stop drinking entirely? So Gen Z is kind of at the forefront of this. Statista did a survey in 2021, and they asked Gen Z populations why they are abstaining from alcohol. And one of those reasons, or the top reason rather, was that they don't really like the taste or the smell. Other reasons were they wanted to avoid hangovers, those long-term effects, and some just really didn't feel like the way they felt the next day. They were questioning their decisions and things like that. So we're seeing a lot less happening in that Gen Z population.
Yeah, well, I'm older than that, and I don't drink. I never have. I was spoiled at a young age. It's a funny story, actually. I'm Jewish, and, at the Seder, we had wine at the table, and I always had to do the prayer for wine. Well, I don't know why. I was too young to drink, but it was Manischewitz. And I took a swig of that, and I said, I'm never drinking again.
It was done for you.
I don't like, you can't get the taste or the smell past my nose.
Yeah.
You develop a resistance to it, I guess. But green beer certainly has been, a staple of St. Patty's Day. It's traditional, and it's hard to break those traditions, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that there's definitely a place for mocktails. Something that I like to remind people is that even if you are someone who drinks, when you're hosting, there are people who are in attendance who may not drink. And some people feel comfortable expressing that and others don't. So I think it's just great to have those options available without asking, right? And I think in that same vein, it's so important not to push people, right? Like, I think a lot of people who don't drink oftentimes like, oh, we'll just have one, just have a small one.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm sure you could attest to that.
I can attest to that. So for St. Patty's Day, if I took a glass of ginger ale and put a drop of green food coloring in it, would I be all right?
Whatever you find is festive. And that's another thing about mocktails is that they're a great way for people who don't drink to feel more included, to still have those kind of festive spirits going on, because oftentimes whenever you're a person who's not drinking, it's like, okay, you just have a soda, maybe it's just water, whatever it is, and you don't get all the fancy like toppings and fun things. So I do have some options, and we have all of these on ahealthiermichigan.org. So the first one is my favorite here, and it's a spicy green margarita. So it is a margarita in a mocktail form, and it's a little bit spicy. And the key to making this taste so good is actually blood orange. Now, blood orange is not going to make it pretty and green, but you can add some food coloring if you wanted. But what the blood orange does is it adds this bitter taste that often comes along with alcoholic beverages. So I like including that. And then I like to muddle a bit of jalapenos at the bottom, pour some lime juice, a little bit of simple syrup, and then you just top it with some unsweetened sparkling water, preferably lime. It's a really nice flavor, and it's not too sweet.
So the blood orange, I mean, can you buy a flavoring, or do you have to find a blood orange and squeeze it?
I think that it tastes the best when it's freshly squeezed. So you can find a blood orange for about $1 at the store, cut it into some wedges and pour that in there. Squeeze away. Yes.
Are there others? I mean, you can do other things.
Yeah,
too.
of course. We've also got a cucumber lime agua fresca. So you throw a cucumber with some lime juice, some mint leaves, a little bit of sugar, and this really depends on the sweetness of your cucumber already. Some filtered water, and then you're going to blend that up, pour it through a sieve, and pour that mixture or that water rather through or over some ice. And it's a very green, refreshing drink. We've also got a kiwi coconut refresher on there. So this one has all the tropical vibes. It's got coconut water. It's got kiwi that hits the blender. And then you top it with some pineapple sparkling water. So it's all of those kind of tropical flavors that work together really well.
I don't hear a lot of calories in there either. No?
Yeah. So, what I love to do for mocktails or really cocktails in general is to lean on the natural sweetness of fruits. And I think that every person is different. Their taste preference is different. I have been a long time consumer of sparkling water, so I'm kind of get a little bit of yucky feeling anytime I drink something sweet. So, you can definitely put some agave nectar or sugar to taste in there for yourself. But my goal is just to get away from sweetness being kind of the status quo to being, the assumption when you're having a drink.
Yeah, but it's not just drinks. I mean, we are addicted to sweetness, aren't we?
Definitely over the last 30 years, products that you see in your grocery shelves have changed, and they're changing to get more sweetness. Some of it could be this effect that certain manufacturers are looking for, and they're putting a certain amount of fat. It's called a bliss point. They're putting a certain amount of fat, salt, sugar into foods so that it makes it difficult to stop eating. And so, over time, our yogurts that are breakfast have become sweeter, and it's really difficult actually to find yogurts that aren't extremely sweet. So
let me ask you about that, because I started my day today with a triple berry Giovanni yogurt. Has that changed over the years?
I don't know that brand specifically, if it has or not, but most likely. And so what I like to recommend for people who are trying to get away from that sweetness, especially in the morning, is to mix some flavored packages of Greek yogurt. So, for example, you can get those individual size containers of whatever flavor you like.
Right.
Over in this house, it's key lime pie. So we'll get one of those, and we'll get a larger tub of unsweetened plain Greek yogurt, and we'll mix the two. So then you get the flavor from the sweetened one, but you're also saving money by buying more in bulk on the bigger package.
So look at these. These are individual servings. I'm going to go look at them and see how sweet they are.
Yeah, and oftentimes if you see something that's sugar-free, it's still going to have some kind of non-nutritive sweetener, whether it's sucralose, which is Splenda, or it might have something like stevia, which is a natural sweetener, non-nutritive sweetener, which means it has no calories. So, whatever it is, I think it's just a good idea to go a little bit away from the sweetness so that it's not something we're so used to.
So I don't think we've ever talked about this. We have sugar, obviously. And we're in a sugar belt here. We grow sugar beets. We love sugar. But is there a safe, better alternative, or is there nothing as good as the natural itself in moderation?
So I think it definitely has to do with your medical history, your preferences, and things like that. So, for example, if you are someone with type 2 diabetes, for example, or diabetes in general, when you have a very sugary beverage, let's just say a 12-ounce cola, that's a lot of sugar all at once. And it's sugar that's very quickly broken down. So as soon as it hits our mouth even, we start breaking down that sugar. And so because it's so easily broken down, it goes immediately to the bloodstream where it can build up to really high levels. So for people with diabetes, choosing sugar-free options can certainly be a good idea because it's not going to cause blood sugar spikes. And then, of course, for people who maybe depend on sweet beverages throughout the day, say it's someone who may be drinking like five sugar-sweetened beverages throughout the day, whatever kind of soda that is, right? Or we say pop up here, right? I'm catching on.
Yeah.
So for those individuals, they may recognize that, wow, this is significant amount of calories I'm consuming in a day, so it could be leading to weight increase. So for those people, it could be a good idea to swap because they're really dependent on that fizzy beverage that tastes sweet. They want something like that. However, there are a number of ways that these artificial or non-nutritive sweeteners can impact our sense of satisfaction. So for example, if you're having a non-nutritive sweetener beverage, let's just say a diet soda, you may not get the same satisfaction. You may continue to have craving for something, so you don't get that satisfied in the same way. And for some people, it can actually alter their perception of what calories are. So for example, if you're consuming something like that all the time, that's very sweet, you may perceive something that's has real sugar as not that many calories because you're used to them being calorie free.
All right, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. St. Patty's Day coming. We're going to tell you how to eat and drink safe.
Saginaw Children's Zoo.
How do you do? The Saginaw Children's Zoo will be opening for the season on Saturday, April 15th. Take a wild adventure to the Saginaw Children's Zoo. Say hello to all your feathered, scaly, and furry animal friends and get some much-needed fresh air. The Saginaw Children's Zoo can't wait to see you. Visit SaginawZoo.com for details.
Saginaw Children's Zoo.
How do you do?
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open sharply higher. Investors are looking at another sign inflation is moderating at a slow pace. The Consumer Price Index rose 6% in the year ending in February. Excluding food and energy, the increase was 5.5%. The numbers were in line with expectations. The CPI rose more than 9% back in June. Facebook's parent company, Meta Platforms, is confirming its plans to lay off 10,000 more workers on top of 11,000 cuts announced last fall. The Wall Street Journal says regulators will make another for Silicon Valley Bank. The failure of SVB and Signature Bank rattled the global banking sector. Those stocks of regional banks, including First Republic, are showing signs of rebounding today. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Democrats just want to win the next election, and they're trying to do it with ceaseless money printing. They do not care if the value of your retirement is sacrificed. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. It is critical to protect your retirement right now with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get a free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. Text the word shelter to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. That Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available as Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Detroit Tigers spring training baseball is on WSGW.
Jonathan Scope is being waved around third. Tigers win!
Tune in throughout March as our Tigers gear up for the 2023 season. Visit WSGW.com for the spring training broadcast schedule. Scroll down the homepage and click on the Sports Broadcast Schedule box. Opening day is Thursday, March 30th. Your home for Detroit Tigers baseball for 56 years is WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, a lot of nervousness about the bank industry. You know what to call a banker that has no friends? What? A loner.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you, talking to Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. With St. Patty's Day coming, looking for healthier alternatives. All right, so the traditional corned beef and cabbage dinner. You got a protein, yes. You got a leafy vegetable. Utopia, right?
I actually say that I've never had corned beef and cabbage, so I can't dog on it too much.
I don't like cooked cabbage, so I haven't either.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Well, you probably won't like 2 of the recipe ideas I have then, because 2 of them are cooked. But we can start with the fresher one of the 3, so that you can maybe find some interest in the non-cooked cabbage. And so what I love about this chilled creamy cilantro, lime, and cabbage salad recipe is that it works as kind of a side item. It takes advantage of all of the nutrients that packs into some cabbage. And you can buy a bag of coleslaw that doesn't have dressing added to it. So it saves a lot of time having to prep. And of course, you get some carrots in there, so some more nutrients. You get your beta carotene, great antioxidant, along with a lot of other things. So cabbage itself has a lot of great health benefits. It's got fiber, so it's great for digestive health. It can help prevent constipation. It's got a lot of vitamin C. So in that way, it can help just support your immune system. And also it's got other antioxidants in there as well. Great for heart health. It's got some potassium that can help with blood pressure, and also that fiber can help decrease the LDL cholesterol that we often think of as harmful cholesterol. So all in all, great thing to put on the table, and it's in season right now. So this first recipe is a salad, so you can serve it as a side item. So I make a dressing out of Greek yogurt, lime juice, some garlic, honey, and salt and pepper to taste. So it comes out to be this really creamy dressing that's packed in protein because of that Greek yogurt. And I toss that with some coleslaw, jalapenos, and cilantro. And all of those flavors work so well together. And you get that kind of green kick for St. Patrick's Day.
That's one.
All right.
Cabbage.
I didn't lose you?
No, not on that one. No, I could try that.
All right. Well, I'll get ready to lose you for this next one. And this is a Thai-inspired cabbage and glass noodle recipe. And so
Perk me up.
Okay. All right. I've got his attention. So this one is very thinly shredded cabbage, and we're gonna get that into a pan with already fragrant olive oil with garlic and ginger. And so we add that, let it wilt, and meanwhile we're having some glass noodles kind of soaking to get a little bit soft. So usually rice noodles are going to be made out of beans or rice. And they're really a great option for a side item like this because they're light, they don't feel too heavy, and they get really nicely incorporated in this. And the sauce is not as heavy and not as salt heavy as a lot of other kind of like stir fry recipes. So we're leaning on some sambal oelek, which is a type of chili garlic paste, a little bit of light soy sauce, lime, sesame oil, and you don't need a lot of sesame oil. It's just so much flavor in a little teaspoon, a little bit of brown sugar to sweeten it up, and water. And then we get that all nicely combined, top it with some green onions and sesame seeds. And it's a really nice kind of comfort meal without a lot of the calories.
I'd eat that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I love Singapore noodles.
All right. Yeah.
So
And I will say, if you choose like pad thai noodles, you do need to adjust the recipe a little bit because they're not going to soften as much as you're soaking them. But I do love these with pad thai noodles as well. I tend to be a little bit sensitive to gluten, so rice noodles are a great option. And then the last one is kind of recognizing more of that Irish tradition. It's seared cabbage wedges with bacon ranch. Now, this ranch, of course, does have some bacon in it, but my advice is always to choose, nitrate-free, uncured bacon. So usually those components are linked with higher risks of colon cancer, different types of stomach cancers. So we want to keep that to a minimum. So this one has 2 slices of bacon, and it's made with Greek yogurt, mayo, some buttermilk, lemon juice, and some, of your normal garlic, onion powder, dried thyme. So works really well. And in that same pan where you sear that bacon, you're going to sear some cabbage wedges and then stick it into the oven for them to get really tender inside. So they've got that crisp edge that's nice and caramelized from searing on the pan, and then they get soft inside, and then it's topped with that bacon ranch.
You are big on Greek yogurt.
I am. I think it's a really great alternative to things like sour cream. It packs in so much more protein, though I am not a stranger to sour cream either. But I think, if you choose a Greek yogurt that's a little higher in fat, you can get away with it tasting really nice and creamy. And sometimes I like to add a little bit of olive oil if I choose non-fat Greek yogurt.
It's, it certainly has become, for a while it was the rage.
Yeah. And I will say, so you may have noticed that I mentioned mayo and buttermilk as well in this recipe.
Notice that.
Yeah. And I think that's key here, because if you try to make everything too healthy, everything with just, Greek yogurt, it might not live up to your taste expectations. So I think it's a great way to add some nutrients. It's adding calcium, it's adding vitamin D and protein. So we're getting a lot of that, but we're still balancing out the flavor of those traditional ones like you find in buttermilk and mayo.
Shanthi, let me ask you a question outside of St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
We hear about people who are vegans.
Mm-hmm.
What are they missing in their diet? They must be missing something if they're vegans, aren't they? Where are they getting the various nutrients from?
So generally, people who are vegan are not going to get B12 in their diet because that's something unique to animal proteins. And so oftentimes people who are vegan will supplement in some kind of way. And what's great, though, for people who are vegan is that a lot of foods that are traditionally rich in nutrients that they may not be able to find otherwise are fortified in a lot of foods that you find in today's world. So, for example, maybe for someone who is vegan, iron is something that they may not get enough of. A lot of other foods, a lot of breakfast cereals are fortified in that. So it becomes easier to live that kind of lifestyle. But, it's definitely possible to live a healthy life with all the nutrients you need being vegan. It just takes a little bit more planning than someone who's not vegan.
So
Are we hating? Are you about to hate on vegans here?
No.
Don't do it.
But is there anything better than a balanced diet, moderation? You have a little animal fat, you have a lot of leafy vegetables, you get your proteins in the normal way, so forth, so on. Is there anything better than the basic, everyday, what we would call the American diet?
I really just think it comes down to preference and lifestyle, right? Like, there are so many ways that people choose to eat the way they do, whether it's religious, whether it's, like social, whether it's something for their needs. So I think it just depends on really what you need and what you want. So, for example, a lot of people are more conscious of the environment and the way that eating animal proteins impacts the environment. So personally, that's something that I try to cut down on, although I'm not vegan for other reasons or vegetarian for other reasons. I really do try to consume to help our planet. So, it just comes down to what you want out of what you're eating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do they get all these recipes that you've offered up today?
Yeah. So ahealthiermichigan.org. We've got all of these recipes. And every month I upload new recipes that are based on what's in season or what's going on in the world. So definitely check that out. And we've got a lot more other information, and they're all free.
All right, Shanthi, we'll talk to you again. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Art.
Have a great one. Bye-bye now. Shanthi Appelo from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We appreciate her time. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour.
Don't let spring flooding ruin your basement. Menards has everything you need to keep your home dry. Zinsser Watertight LX Ultra is a multi-purpose waterproofing paint. It's designed for interior and exterior use, and it's guaranteed to protect against leaks and dampness for 20 years. Pick up a gallon today for only $32.89 after 11% rebate. Through March 19th, savings are mail-in rebate. Apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
I thought learning a language would be too much work. Then I discovered Babbel. They make learning fun. J'aime Babette.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, quick and easy. And soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
My friend from Italy said my accent and pronunciation is perfect. It's because Babbel's lessons are designed by language teachers and voiced by real native speakers. Each lesson is like living in another country for 15 minutes.
I love that there's all kinds of ways to learn. Babbel's podcast or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
You learn words and cues in real conversations.
In 3 weeks, I was starting to speak in another language. So easy.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than Babbel.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the wind. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after
coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to a business of your choice. It's the WSGW Home Improvement Contest presented by the Saginaw Home Builders Association. Enter on.com. When you enter, you choose the business you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you're drawn as the winner. Businesses include Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Bay Landscaping, M&R Garage Door and Openers, Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Midlands Sand Company, The Tech Laboratory, All Seasons Heating and Cooling, Delta Door Sales, Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, RoofMaxx, Patriot Carpet Cleaning, Cranes L&M Appliance, Hartel Heating and Cooling, Westside Decorating Center, Big Ick Nursery and Garden Center, Mid-Michigan Garage Door, Bonifant Cabinetry, Wofiles Ace Hardware. The Home Improvement Contest presented by the Saginaw Home Builders Association. Deadline to enter is March 24th. Enter online at WSGW.com.
Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios. This is WSGW.
And we're back here on WSGW and back to our phones. We have open phones till the top of the hour. Joe is in Bay City. Joe, good morning.
Good morning to you, Art. How are you doing today?
We're doing all right, sir.
It's a lovely sunny day and nice and brisk out. Perfect.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hey, I have to call in and comment on four of your callers, but two of your callers, Scott and Carl. And I have to say, I did not hear Scott. I just tuned in and dismissed him, but I heard Carl, and it sounded like Scott must have brought something up about COVID deaths and Biden and Trump, and then Carl jumped in and said what he said. And so I did a little research. One thing Carl said, he was tired of people calling in and not having their facts, and he's tired of that. And I would say after what he said about Trump, that 1 million people died under Trump's presidency, search himself. I decided to go online and look at things, and the numbers that I came up with here, it wasn't some conservative right or left wing thing. It was just CDC and NPR, other places. And up to now, we've had about 1,100,000 die. And under Trump, when he left office, 400,000 had died under him. That means 700,000, since Biden's been there, has died under him.
Yep.
And now some people say, well, yeah, but Biden's been in office for over 2 years. Trump was only there for about 9 months during the pandemic. But that's true.
Blame is blame.
Biden certainly has had the fortunate thing to have better drugs, vaccines, whatever. So I would tell Carl, and I hope he's listening, that you know what, if you're going to call somebody out with the facts, own facts. And now I don't know what Scott said, so I can't say anything about him. I know he gets emotional and passionate sometimes.
Yeah.
But so I just wanted Carl to know that be happy to listen to you, Carl, but get your facts straight also. Simple.
All right, Joe.
All right.
Good enough.
And then another thing, the other two callers, Doug Klein. I couldn't disagree with those guys more. I said I love Doug Klein. He gets on there and he doesn't make anything up. He just states the facts.
Yeah.
Now, how he presents the facts, I kind of find refreshing. I mean, it's almost comical in a sense, but
yep.
I mean, I I love listening to Doug Klein. I wish he was on for a few more minutes.
All right, that's fair enough. That's why I didn't say anything, because I assumed that there are those who like him. He is different. He is different, no doubt about it.
He is different. And you know what? I like people that are different, especially if they're talking facts.
You got it.
You can talk any way you want to. It's fine by me.
All right, Joe.
So I guess that's about it. I just want to say something about Scott and Carl, and that goes probably with a lot of people. Get your facts straight. You know, when I call in, I'm not an expert on anything, but I know a lot, but I'm an expert on not much. And at least I thought I got to have more facts than fiction when I call in.
Good enough. All right, Joe. We appreciate it. Have a good one.
Okay, thanks a lot, pal.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with more. Still time to get you on. Give us a call.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency wall or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators, and state-licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
At Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, an evening with James Taylor.
Oh, I've seen fire, I've seen rain.
Friday night, June 23rd, part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series.
How sweet it is to feel the fire.
Tickets start at $36, on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com.
Oh, Mexico, you got a friend.
James Taylor, Under the Stars, June 23rd at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Limited text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PRIDE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PRIDE to 42424. That's PRIDE to 42424.
Her good morning mean a lot to me, but after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up. Hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Are you a do-it-yourselfer or a direct-it-yourselfer?
Every weekend, people tell us about overspending on projects they could have handled themselves for lots less money.
And we hear from people who ended up overspending because they tried to do something they should have called in a pro to tackle.
Well, we'll help you sort it out. I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Got a remodeling or a repair project?
We can help you decide whether to do it yourself or direct it yourself this weekend on the Money Fit Home Improvement Radio Show.
Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
Back to our phones now on the Art Lewis Show. Don is in Saginaw Township. Don, good morning.
How you doing, Art?
I'm doing well. Hope you are.
Not bad. I got two things for you. Sunday was one of the best hockey games I've seen since the Red Wings went to the Stanley Cup, okay?
Yeah.
The Red Wings. The back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. That was one heck of a game. I mean, see, that place was, did you watch it?
No, I wasn't home.
That place is unbelievable, and the Bruins are the best team in hockey until they win the Stanley Cup. I mean, they're going to set a record for the most wins. It was unbelievable.
That's good. Glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, God, that was unbelievable. Then the other, go to my webpage, which is Windows, because that's the computer I got. And they always have these bylines like, fans want NBC golf analyst fired. And I says, what did he do now? So I clicked on and said, Azinger, and he's a great announcer. He just tells it like it is. And he says, well, Scheffler has to wait because these guys made a mess of the hole. Well, what's wrong with that, Art? They both hit it in the water on 17. So I don't get it with these.
Everybody's an expert.
Oh, well, they have to wait. They both hit it in the water.
If the job was that easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Yeah. So. He didn't do nothing wrong.
No, I know that. Yeah. So, all right.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. I know that.
All right, Don.
I see a couple of the guys that went in, and his credentials are just as good or better.
Okay.
All right, Art. Take care, man.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And let's go to Reese, and we'll talk to Bob. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Say, have you heard any of the hearings on the Afghanistan debacle?
I have not.
The other night, I happened to come across it, and one of our soldiers who was there was giving testimony as to what happened. And apparently, they knew who these guys were. I think he said even a day or two before, and they could see them in the crowd because of the way they moved. They had the description. They picked them out. They knew who they were. They could have avoided the deaths of our 13 wonderful military people.
What stopped them from doing that?
The chain of command would not allow them to take them off.
I think I heard that story. I think, yeah.
Yeah, and when we had a president, he put a policy in force that the Taliban should stay in their places, and if any American soldiers got hurt, they would pay. Somewhere that policy got reversed.
Yeah.
Right?
New administration.
That's right. And that administration is for those 13 deaths and all the deaths of the Afghani people that got killed with that bomb. And
that withdrawal was a debacle. I mean, it was not well done.
That was planned.
Well, I don't want to go that far, but it was not executed well. Let's put it that way.
It was just plain stupidity and everything together. And these people that call us election deniers, I want to take you back, Art, to the Iowa caucus in 2020. Do you remember the Iowa?
Yeah, what about it? What about it?
It took 23 days, Art, for them to figure out who won in one state. a country state, a red state. And they had to change the party chairman before they came out with the results. And they never gave the actual vote total. They just appropriated so many delegates to each of the candidates. Those are the people that are telling me that I deny that Joe Biden won.
Well, yeah, but you got 62 courts that also told you that.
Well,
and a lot of those judges were Republicans.
The facts are, look, if I remember correctly, Joe Biden won 740 less than Obama did in 2012. And Obama got 3 million less votes in 2012 than he did in 2008. See,
none of that proves that Biden didn't win.
Right.
Well, that is right.
But nobody can bring the ballots out and show us that he actually got the votes either.
All right.
Will they?
Look,
Okay.
the horse is out of the barn. The door's closed. You're not putting the horse back in again. That's just the way it is.
Just because if somebody got killed just because they couldn't find the murderer doesn't mean that we shouldn't keep looking.
All right. I got to run. I'm out of time. Talk to you again.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And we will be back to close out.
How's your child doing in school this year? Do you feel they are not performing as well as they could? Did you know that this could be due to visual performance? At Associates in Eye Care, they help you determine if you're performing as well as it could. They don't just give your child glasses. They evaluate the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Angle, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting my next seminars in Bay City on Wednesday, March 15th. I'll be at the Doubletree Hotel at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
And due to overwhelming response, Carol has now added a noon session.
They always fill up, so if you're interested in attending, please call my office at 989-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing by coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings? Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, if you come to one of my seminars.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from PJ's Pizzeria in Pinconning. You're going to get a $20 gift certificate for only $10. PJ's Pizzeria is family owned and has been a staple in Pinconning for over 30 years. Try their famous stromboli as well as amazing pizzas, incredible power nuggets, grinder sandwiches, chicken wings, delicious garlic knots, and everyone's favorite breadsticks. Head over to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Tax season isn't fun for a lot of reasons, including that you put a ton of your sensitive information all in one place.
All right. Meeting of Sean's sensitive info. Sean's home address. Are you in attendance? Present. Sean's social security number?
But that also means, especially during tax season, it can be dangerously easy to steal your identity.
Sean's account info. Hey, anyone seen account info? Not me. Hello? Account info? Or Sean's login? Oh, no. They've been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself by monitoring your info and alerting you to potential identity threats. If you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it during tax season and beyond. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions. Up to 25% off their first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS for 25% off. LifeLock. Identity theft protection starts here.
And that does it for this edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Thanks for joining us. Stick around for the news from CBS and the local report. Then we'll be back with Focus. And our guest today is Ben from RoofMaxx. That's ahead.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. New numbers indicate inflation is easing some, but still running high. The government says consumer prices went up slightly last month, just off January's pace, and prices are 6% higher than 1 year ago. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
The biggest contributor to the monthly report was shelter. It accounted for over 70% of the increase. The energy index is up 5.2% for the 12 months ending in February. The food index increased by 9.5%.
Suit's been filed against the parent company of Silicon Valley Bank, alleging the company didn't disclose the risks posed by rising interest rates. Facebook's parent company is slashing jobs, as we hear from CBS's Allison Keyes.
Meta is planning to lay off 10,000 workers and will not fill 5,000 open jobs. The company is also pushing some leaders into lower-level positions. Grace Kay, business reporter for Insider, tells CBS Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has discussed flattening the layers of management.
He said internally that he doesn't want managers managing managers.
This comes after the company cut 11,000 jobs in November.
Heavy snow is what a nor'easter that's blasting upstate New York and New England. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
There is so much snow. It's really unfathomable. It's been dumping at about a rate of an inch an hour. Some parts have 22 inches of snow. Over here, it's been over a foot of snow, I believe, at this point. Power outages are the real concern.
President Biden is set to sign an executive order that aims to boost the number of background checks to buy guns, and it also promotes more secure firearms storage. Nick Suplina is with a gun safety group.
This executive order, among other things, is seeking to further close the background check. Really is a remarkably broad executive order, and we're really, really happy about it.
Vermont has agreed to a legal settlement that will allow a Connecticut woman to be the first out-of-stater to use a law that allows people who are terminally ill to end their own lives. 75-year-old Linda Bluestein claimed the ban on non-residents was unconstitutional.
I care so deeply about how the last moment of my life is going to go, because I've said goodbye to so many that I've loved who didn't have a good death.
Novo Nordisk says it will start slashing some U.S. insulin prices by up to 75% next year after a similar move at Lilly. Wall Street's right now, the Dow is up about 400 points. The S&P is up 69. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMaxx, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMaxx is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace.
Max, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMaxx.com for a free quote.
Attention. Per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com. Bureau Health.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You can enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 22 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchek. Two earlier this month have died of their injuries. According to Michigan State Police, the two men aged 17 and 20 were shot while riding bicycles in the 2300 block of Durand Street around 11:30 on March 4th. Both were taken to the hospital in critical condition, and police say they have now both succumbed to their wounds. There are no suspects at this time in the shooting. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is asked to call 231-429-8579, or you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. The Sterling man is facing 18 felony charges after allegedly taking a hostage off with police. According to the Aranac County Sheriff's Department, 44-year-old Larry Eugene Karkanen broke into a home and tied up two residents before taking a third one hostage. Officials say Karkanen then crashed into a police vehicle before a 4-hour-long standoff with law enforcement. The Sheriff's Department says the female hostage was able to escape from the vehicle when Karkanen came out with two handguns. Police were able to subdue and arrest him without using lethal force. He's currently being held on a $2 million bond on charges including home invasion, kidnapping, felony firearm, and assault with a deadly weapon. The Chippewa Nature Center in Midland will host an event of Michigan's sweetest products. The annual Maple Syrup Day will feature presentations on every step of the syrup making process, as well as special games, stories, and treats. Maple Syrup Day kicks off with a pancake breakfast at 9 a.m., and the event itself runs from 10 to 4 at the Nature Center. Tickets are $5 for adults and free for members and children under 18. Meal tickets for the breakfast are sold separately. For more information, visit chippewanaturecenter.org/maplesyrupday. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Homeowners, Bob Wilsey of SunTech Wind and Solar here in Standish. Are you looking for energy independence for your home? You should be. Closing the remaining coal plant soon, resulting in more power outages. Home solar with battery backup not only provides power during the grid outage, it reduces your light bill every day the sun shines. Unlike a generator, it just sits there. I'd love to show you how it all works. Come visit us at 319 South Main Street in Standish or visit us at suntech-windsolar.com. Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Enjoy all the benefits of Liberty Bridge for free until April. Save time and fuel by taking the most convenient route to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest mode. Brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. For your passport to the lowest rates once tolling begins, get your BC Pass before April at baycitybridgepartners.com.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Wayne State University in Detroit will provide free tuition to incoming in-state students with family incomes of $70,000 or less and assets of $50,000 or less. The school says that the Wayne State Guarantee covers the full cost of tuition and standard fees with a combination of federal, state, and other Wayne State scholarships and grants. It's renewable for up to 4 years with the option to apply for a fifth if the student is on track to graduate in that year. The school says that 46% of first-year Wayne State students had zero out-of-pocket expenses for tuition and fees last year through the university's tuition pledge programs. More than 21,000 Michigan online charter public school parents, teachers, and students will meet in Lansing today ahead of Digital Learning Day. While Gretchen Whitmer's budget includes a 5% increase to traditional online public schools, it also cuts 20% of online charter school public school funding, which critics call unfair to those students.
You look through her whole budget, at least the folks that I've talked to, nobody can find anywhere else where anything else is being cut. The only people who are being cut are these cyber school students, the only ones.
Amy Dunlap with Michigan International Prep Schools says students deserve equal funding. Around 11 schools will be in attendance today to demonstrate to legislators what online learning is about. The state of Michigan is moving forward with plans to create a lane for driverless cars between Detroit and Ann Arbor. The Department of Transportation is holding 2 public meetings next week to discuss the Connected and Automated Vehicle Corridor project. MDOT officials say the plan is to create a special lane to guide driverless cars and trucks while at the same time handling regular traffic, including buses. The meetings are scheduled for March 22nd at Washtenaw Community College. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Perchak.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have sunny to partly cloudy conditions with high temperatures working up into the mid-30s. Winds a bit breezy out of the northwest at 10 to 15. And for tonight, mostly clear skies, low of 18 degrees. For Wednesday, even milder, working up into the mid-40s for high temperatures, and then rain developing on Thursday, especially into the afternoon with a high of 47. Widespread rain continuing Thursday night and even into your Friday, with a mild high temperature of 50 degrees on Friday. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 24.
It's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMaxx. That's RoofMaxx with 2 X's.
And indeed, Focus is brought to you by RoofMaxx, the safe, affordable, and easy alternative to asphalt shingle roof replacement. We're going to find out more about it this morning because with us from RoofMaxx, we say good morning to Ben Liebenow. Ben, good morning.
Morning. How are you doing today?
We're doing all right. Glad to have you with us today. All right. So if I look at my calendar, it says spring is coming on the 20th thereabouts. Of course, that's the calendar. It doesn't look outside. But what should we be doing in terms of getting our roofs ready for spring?
Yeah, so it's important to get out once the snow is off the roof, and it's safe to get up there if you're comfortable. If not, finding somebody to get up and check out the roof. We're just looking for any branches that might have fallen on the roof or shingles that may be dislodged or missing. You want to check your flashing, pipe boots, any caulking. Just make sure everything's weathered well over the winter time so you're starting off the rainy season with a solid roofing system.
And that's, really, that needs to be done every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, most shingle manufacturers actually require annual roof maintenance as part of their warranties, and everyone's different, so you want to read literature on it if you have it to find out what should be done. But yeah, most roofing companies recommend annual maintenance just to make sure that the roof system's holding together the way it's supposed to, and if you can catch those small problems before there's be a lot of headache and cost in the future.
All right, so let's talk about the RoofMaxx system as maintenance for my roof. First of all, when you come to do RoofMaxx, and we'll get into what it is and all of that, but do you take care of some of those maintenance things? Like if you see flashing that's not right, do you repair those kinds of things before you do the RoofMaxx system?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing we do is we call a roof tune-up. Actually, before that, we do a full assessment of the roof. So we walk the whole roof system, look for any of those problem areas, and make a list of any problems that need to get taken care of. And then in our tune-up process, we take care of all those minor repairs. We check all the caulking, put new gaskets on the pipe boots, look for displaced shingles or nail heads that have poked their way through the shingle or poked out from expansion, contraction, those types of things. So in the tune-up, we try to get all that maintenance caught up on the roof.
And then it's time to apply RoofMaxx. So let's talk about RoofMaxx. For those that don't have any idea what the RoofMaxx system is, describe it for them.
Yeah, so RoofMaxx is a bio oil that we spray onto your existing shingles, and it rehydrates the asphalt and the shingle. As the sun and weather beat on the roof, that petrol oil that's in the asphalt evaporates out, and over time the shingles get dry and brittle and eventually fail. By rehydrating the shingle with the bio oil, we can rehydrate the shingle and bring back that flexibility, granular retention, and waterproof ability to the shingle so it functions the way a newer shingle would function. And it holds up better to the elements.
And at what point in the life of the shingle do you do that? Here's what I mean by that. If I have a 25-year shingle, let's say, just picking a number out of the air, how many years into the life of that shingle am I going to say to myself, wow, it's time to get RoofMaxx out here to make sure my shingle lasts?
Yeah, so typically the soonest we would start doing a roof is around 8 years, kind of 8 to 12, depends on the quality of the shingle and benefits. Then we can treat them all the way out. The oldest roof that we've treated, I believe, is 32 years old.
Oh, wow.
Again, it just depends on where the roof's at in its life cycle, the quality of the shingle that was put on. There's a lot of factors. We've been on roofs that are 15 years old that weren't treatable because they were too far gone. A lot of times that's a lower quality shingle, but
yeah.
If you see granules shedding off the roof and filling the gutters up or coming down the downspouts or skipping right over the gutter onto your sidewalk or something like that, that's a good indication that those shingles are drying out and definitely could use some help.
So you get up there with your RoofMaxx, you spray on your product. How long is that good for before I have to think about either replacing my shingles or calling you back for another application?
Yeah, so each treatment that we do adds 5 years of life to the shingle. So for easy math, let's say if you did nothing, the roof would have to be replaced in 5 years. So you had 5 years of life left. After we treated it, that'd be adding 5 more years of life to that shingle. So you're looking at 10 years before you'd have to either do a second treatment of RoofMaxx if it qualifies for 2 treatments or replace the roof at that time.
And you say if it qualifies for 2 treatments, what's the qualifying factor here?
Yeah, so it depends on when we get on the roof as far as in its life cycle. So if we get on a roof that's got a lot of granule loss, it's starting to kind of get into the back end of treatment roofs. The roofs that we start treating around that 8 to 10 year mark or 12-year mark that have good granule retention and are still holding together pretty well, those are typically 2 and 3 treatment roofs where we could come back once every 5 years and add 15 more years of life to the roof. So a roof that you would get maybe 20 years out of 25, we can push it out significantly further.
And I noticed that, you can do up to 3 retreatments. You can do 3 treatments of RoofMaxx. So 1 treatment every 5 years, let's say. Why 3? What if my roof's still in good shape, 4 won't do me, or is it not allowed yet? What's the reason that we stop at 3?
We'll have data going out that far yet, and we're trying to be conservative with with the numbers as far as the corporate side of RoofMaxx. So we're anticipating 4, but we're not advertising that or making any promises and stuff on that. So we're hopeful for the future, but we're going to need some more time in the market to see how far out we can actually take roofs.
In relative to shingle replacement, what's the affordability of RoofMaxx?
Yeah, so RoofMaxx is typically around 15 to 20% of what the replacement cost would be. So significantly cheaper than going full-blown replacement.
Yeah, I guess. All right, hang on, Ben. I got to take a break, and we'll come back and talk more with Ben from RoofMaxx here on WSGW. Let me ask how you slept last night, because, in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. So when we spend approximately a third of our life in bed, we really need quality sleep, and you can get that sleep on a mattress from Sanitary Mattress. They've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Rest assured, the Sanitary mattress you're sleeping on was made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Further, the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1-hour delivery window of your mattress, so you don't have to wait around all day. Sanitary Mattress could also make a custom mattress for your RV or boat, something the box stores can't do. The next time you need a mattress, think of Sanitary Mattress. Put them in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, or call them at 989-753-1757. Check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from a crib to a king and everything in between.
Your home is your haven, and energy-efficient window treatments can make it feel even more comfortable throughout the year. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Save big with rebates on qualifying purchases of energy-efficient shades from Hunter Douglas that can help keep your home cool in the summer and warm during winter, all while helping you save on energy consumption during the Hunter Douglas Energy Smart Style Savings Event. Vignette Modern Roman shades offer contemporary glamour with luxurious fabrics, while Sonnet Cellular roller shades beautifully diffuse light to create a soft glow. Duet Honeycomb shades are the industry's leading energy-efficient window treatment. Special cellular design that traps air to keep your home insulated from outdoor temperatures. Hunter Douglas window treatments can help you save on energy costs in every season. Don't wait to shop the Hunter Douglas Energy Smart Style Savings Event now through April 10th. Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth, celebrating over 60 years in business. We'll help you bring it all together.
Don't wait until spring to make your money grow. Right now, you can spring into an 18-month certificate account that will make you 5% APY. Yes, 5% APY. Let your money grow at 5% for 18 months with Capoco Community Credit Union. Start investing it today, and Capoco will help your money grow faster with the best short-term certificate accounts available for a limited time. Visit capoco.org for more information or talk to a member service representative today. APY is annual percentage yield. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
The WSGW Morning Team. WSW online poll banning TikTok. Citing national security concerns, the U.S. government has banned the use of TikTok on federal devices. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is Chinese-owned, and officials are concerned the Chinese government could access personal data. TikTok executives say that the Chinese government isn't asking for data, and even if they did, they wouldn't supply it anyway. Now there's even talk of banning TikTok in the entire country. Been some legislation introduced.
If it is a foreign-based technology that poses a national security, Secretary of Commerce the ability to do a series of mitigation up to and including banning.
The CEO of TikTok, by the way, is set to testify at a House committee hearing on March 23rd. So what do you think about the banning of TikTok? Should it be banned from government devices but still be available to everybody else? Should it be completely banned in the country, not available at all? Or you don't think it should be banned at all for government or anyone else? Or you're not sure? Make your vote. You head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, make your vote that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
And we're back with you here on WSGW. We're talking to Ben from RoofMaxx. He is on the line with us this morning. And before I forget, Ben, are you going to be at the Saginaw Home Builders Association show this weekend?
Yep, yeah, we'll be there. Looking forward to seeing everybody come out.
Yeah, so here's an opportunity, folks, to find out more about RoofMaxx at the HBA show this weekend at the Writers Center. A question that I have had people ask me because they hear about RoofMaxx on the radio, and they want to know about the safety aspect since it's in oil. Is it safe? And what about the drip line, for example, in plants?
Yeah, absolutely. We get that question all the time. So RoofMaxx is USDA preferred bio oil. So if we did get any overspray or runoff, we can sip it out and it breaks down, doesn't harm the plants or the environment, anything like that. So a very safe product. We don't have to worry about the overspray damaging virtually anything at all, which is.
And literally the application is what? You get up there and you spray it on the shingles?
Yep, we spray it on. So we use low pressure, high volume electric sprayers, so we don't have very quiet while we're spraying. We don't have a bunch of gas powered stuff tearing away quiet workspace. So
let me ask, simple. Let's say we get RoofMaxx done to our roof. So now it's good for at least 5 years. In the meantime, once you've done the RoofMaxx, how important is it for me to go up once a year or have somebody go up once a year and inspect my roof, keep my roof clean, for example? How important is that?
Yeah, so keeping the roof clean is always important. That's something that we would catch in our pre-inspection when we do the assessment of the roof. If you have moss, like an algae that's growing on the roof, it's important to take care of that. The moss especially can actually start pulling granules off. Lichen will also do this and start kind of damaging the shingle because the kind of roots of those algae get into the shingle and start dislodging some of the stones that are your UV protection and that stuff like that. So getting that cleaned off and keeping the system clean and in place and fastened appropriately is all very important to keep that system working the way it's supposed to. A product called Roof Shampoo that we use to clean roofs with, and it's a non-bleach, no chlorine cleaning formula with a rinsing disc. So it's another eco-friendly product, so we don't have to worry about having bleach killing the plants or grass or anything like that if it's not cleaned properly. So, and it's also another eco-friendly product, so we're not putting caustic chemicals out into the environment.
So if you come and you clean the roof, before a RoofMaxx application, do you have to come twice, or can you clean the roof and then put on the RoofMaxx?
Depends where we're at in Michigan's weather cycle. So if it's a hot day, in July, August, we can sometimes clean it in the morning and treat it in the afternoon, but it's pretty critical that the roof is dry when the product goes on. So typically it's a 2-day amount, clean it one day and then come back the next day or a few days later and do the RoofMaxx treatment.
And typically, when you come to the house, how long does it take to treat a roof? And I realize, of course, it depends on the size of the roof, but what's the average?
Sure, usually it's about 2 hours. They're pretty painless. The cleaning takes longer. That's usually 3 to 6 hours, depending on the complexity of the roof. But yeah, it's about 2 hours, hour and a half sometimes. So it's pretty painless as far as disrupting your day.
All right, so if folks want more information, not only the Home Builders Association show in Saginaw this weekend at Ryder Center, your website is?
Yeah, GetRoofMaxx.com. That's RoofMaxx with 2 X's. There's a lot of information on there, and you can schedule an appointment on there as well.
And a phone number if they want to contact you?
Yeah, the direct line for me is 989-859-6751. Again, that's 989-859-6751.
All right, Ben, look forward to seeing you Saturday. I'm going to be there, so we'll say hello.
Awesome. Nice to catch up with you.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Yep, you too.
Ben from RoofMaxx, we thank you for being with us today. We thank you for joining us. We'll take our last break and be back to move on to the farm show.
Hey, hey guys, hey, come check out our store. Oop, what's